when I went to university, I was all excited about the freedom that I had, and I had great ambitions for the future. Two friends I had who also had great interest in becoming scientists. And I believe that the three of us were on the journey together. The two were reading physics and I was reading chemistry. And we wanted to be great scientists. And we had an assumption. Our assumption was that the great discoveries of scientists were simply translations from the spiritual realm. So they will discover something spiritually and then translate it into the physical world. So if we wanted to become great scientists, then we also needed to have deep spiritual experiences. So we tried all the risky things young men will try. We went into the Eastern religions finally, and we felt that was stimulating. And one of the reasons was that there was nothing like sin, and there was nothing like hell. Sin was just an act of wrong, and the worst thing that will happen to you is that you repeat the same cycle in the next life. And so we didn't have anything to worry about. There wasn't anything like truth. It was very relative, and you didn't have to search for the truth. So we felt this was quite easy. We joined the specific faith of the Baha'i faith, two of us of the three. And the Baha'i faith basically said that all the major religions of the world are different chapters of God's one main religion. And so nobody was really lost. The only people who were lost were the ones who thought others were lost. So we continued in the search. But there was something that affected me. There was the reality of imperfection. And there was some emptiness in my life. And so that bothered me. The Baha'i faith was good for the mind, I thought, but it didn't do much for my heart, my inner self. And so I carried that sense of imperfection, that sense of something being missing with me. And that was the case until there was a mission conference on our university campus. And there was this evangelist, Isaac Ababio. I went to listen to him so that I would discover some lapses or shortcomings in the Christian faith, because we use those to argue with the Christians and ridicule the faith of the Christians. But when I went to listen, one thing that was clear to me, even though I didn't understand it at the time, was that the Christians were not worried like I was. They were not afraid of the future like I was. They were not uncertain about their faith like I was. They were just happy, they were singing away, and that got my attention. Then when the evangelist spoke and he concluded his message, he talked about Jesus being alive. He talked about Jesus being able to come into your life, forgive your sins, and give you peace. I had never heard anything like that. If I had, it had not made an impression on me. But I wondered, Jesus alive today, he can change your life and give you peace and forgive your sins. So I went forward, as people went forward to give their lives to Christ at the invitation of the evangelist. And I just prayed the prayer with everyone else. But my own personal prayer was that if Jesus was real, I wanted him to prove it to me. When I prayed that prayer, invited Christ into my life, there is something that I've come to call the language of the heart. My heart told me, this is what we have been searching for.